Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. How are you? I am Deann. For all of the people, I guess everybody here knows me. Oh! I forgot to turn off my phone down.
Yeah,
I
you
know
know what?
better than that. Huh?
Same thing. Same
Did you
thing.
do it too?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, good
That's
grief.
why I reached for
Like
mine. As
word.
soon as I heard it, I thought, oh, I didn't do. Yeah. There we go.
Well, the reason I keep you shouldn't keep your phone too close, but the reason I do it is because I can't I'm on this little table and the typing, I'd have to be typing like this, so
I
it's
know.
easier to type on my phone. So if you see me looking down or somebody wants a wrench or something, I'm looking down on my phone to do it for them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is Marina. I know a lot of you guys know her, but she has a channel called Heart Centered Tarot. And before we start, for anybody here that doesn't know you, you want to tell them a little bit about, because it's been a while, about you and your
It
channel.
has. It has. Yeah. I started the channel in 2021, in April of 2021. And yeah, started off doing the political readings because that's kind of what my forte
Mhm.
was. Um, and just kind of took it from there. I'm but this far away from 2,000 subscribers, so I've been announcing. Yes, when I get there, we're going to have a party. There'll be giveaways. It'll be fun. Um, just started memberships yesterday. So
Yay.
anyone wanting more information, and of course they do private readings and all that kind of stuff. So all
Okay.
the info is on my channel. But you know what? I am so grateful that I sort of stumbled upon this community because everyone has been so supportive,
Yeah,
so
me too.
encouraging, so welcoming. Just it's a pleasure to be around like-minded people. And
It
I don't
is.
know about you, but uh,
I have
subscribe.
none. I have none. I am. What did somebody say? They were a dot of blue and a sea of red, and that's how I feel. And
Yeah,
as far as that, even the tarot, I am an oddball. It's one of those things that I don't know anybody I can talk to. So when I came on here, it was really quite surprising and wonderful that there was all these people
absolutely.
that I
Yeah.
could talk to. But hey, you guys, what we're going to do, I just want to say real quick, we're going to
Yeah.
do some political questions today. We'll do our best. I had a tree fall on my house I had to have removed, and our basement, we had to have a mold guy and have that checked because it flooded down there. So I've been on the phone with a bunch of insurance and roofers, and so I'm
Yeah.
a little bit behind, but if I don't know, I'll read blind, or Marina will help me. And if I know something you don't, we'll
Absolutely.
help each other. And you guys in the chat, if there's something that we hadn't heard or something, you let us know, okay? So we'll all just do this together. And
Absolutely.
I wanted to say too, for any of the new people here that have joined my channel, thank you so much. I was on Linda's channel. I was telling Marina, and the next day, I had 2,700 subscribers, and the next day I went over my 3,000. So
Yeah.
my goal. So thank you to her and to you guys in the chat. I couldn't have done it without you. I just
Yeah.
welcome any new people here, and I'm happy to have you here. We'll try to do political readings. I do personal readings, and sometimes I'll do. My husband writes little short stories, and I put them on here for the grandkids. So when we're gone, they'll have
Oh,
them. And my
nice.
daughter will have them. So we call them Dale's Tales. And I put those on there.
Nice.
Nobody has to watch them, but they're there if you want to. And
Yeah.
so they're for critique. They're there for just, fun. And and mysteries. We'll just do some different fun stuff on here, you guys. I want to see
Yeah.
who's in the chat to say hi real quick. We got,
Absolutely.
Fatima, and we've got Karen Robinson. Hi, Karen. Odelia. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. How you doing? Linda Bishop. Debbie No. Sherry Z. Hi, Sherry. How are you? And did you join my membership? You're on my membership too, aren't you? Anyway, I have to look. You're green, so I'm thinking you're one of my members. My brain's
Yeah.
a little foggy.
She,
I've been there.
yeah, I think she's one of my members, but she could be one of yours too.
Oh, might be yours.
Welcome.
Oh, are you streaming this to yours too?
Yes.
Oh, well, no wonder I'm confused. I thought, well, maybe my brain is just fried from all of this phone calls I've had. So you
Oh,
guys put your questions in capital letters because that way I can
yeah.
see them better. Okay. I appreciate it. And I got your question, Nancy. And let's see, Sherry Z, Linda Bishop's here, Sherry, Voices from the Swamps here.
Yep.
Let's see here. Connie B. Hey, Connie B. Well, you say you're enjoying writing in the last 2 weeks of your vacation.
Yeah.
Teacher. Oh, where'd you go for vacation? Oh, you might not want to say, but I hope you're having fun. I was going to say, where'd you go for your vacation? But you don't have to put it on here if you don't want to. I just hope you're having fun wherever you're at. And oh,
Absolutely.
okay. We got a question that's not political, but I'll go ahead and star it.
Sure.
Let's see. And
Hi,
Linda
Rossi.
says she has a feeling something is about to happen extremely soon. Something big has me antsy. I hate those feelings when you just know something's going to happen, but you don't know what. Oh, I've
Yeah,
got your question, Brown Bunny. Brown Bunny Baker. That's cute.
absolutely.
Jamie
Absolutely.
Johnson's
Hi,
here. I've got
Jamie.
my thing set up, you guys, where you have to be a member for 1 minute to post. And I did that just to try to keep out the trolls. I thought about doing it 5 minutes, but that just feels too long. So unless I have a ton of people in here, then I don't need to do that. Hi, Jamie Johnson and Rozzy's Den. I like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me get my glasses on. I wanted to, while we're waiting here, I wanted to tell you some stuff that I heard, and we could maybe read on this while we're waiting for a few
Absolutely.
questions.
Yeah.
All righty.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've got
And
a few things.
for those of you that that don't know, or maybe I'll just remind you, Sherry Zed used to come on as Isabella. So she has changed the name. So for those of you who used to see Isabella in the chats and wondering where she went, she's still here. She just changed from Isabella to Sherry Z.
Oh, Connie B
Or
says
as you would say, Sherry Z. Yeah.
Connie B said, I didn't go anywhere. So you had a staycation, huh? Those are nice too. I
Perfect.
think that's what I'm going to have this year with all the money we're spending out. I think I'm going to have a staycation too. Have to wait till next year, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Starhawk.
this is actually a Democratic person that I wanted to read on this time. And I don't know a whole lot about this person, but there was something that I saw today, and I'll read it to you. It's JFK Jr.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And he's spreading hate and lies about the Jews and the Chinese. And it said he's saying the COVID virus is attacking different races and leaving other ethnicities and religious groups alone. The lion's share of his donors have previously only donated to Republicans. He made a conspiracy-filled rant just recently that COVID-19 virus was engineered to spare Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people. And it has stirred up a lot of accusations and anti-Semitism and racism in the Democratic. Let's see. Yep. And he's the Democratic long shot for president. He said COVID-19 is targeted attack on Caucasians and Black people. The Jewish and the Chinese are most immune. His suggestion that COVID spared Chinese people and Jews of European descent. Yeah. Like, what did I write? I told you guys I can't type European descent straight into the bigoted territory. Asian Americans suffered through a beautiful, they suffered a lot of assaults at the beginning of the COVID pandemic by people who blamed the Chinese for intentionally releasing the virus to the world. This is dangerous because the people who follow what he says as a fact may be motivated to violence. So I don't know a lot about him like I probably should, but I looked at that and I thought, oh my gosh, that is going to cause some people to start violence, because these people are, I swear that's like that sounds like a Republican, a GOP thing to do. Not, I wouldn't think a
Yeah.
Democrat would do that, but he's getting all this money from Republican donors, and it makes me wonder about him, if he's like another cinema or one of those, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
You know, on
Mansion.
the
Yeah.
fence, taking money from both sides or something. Because
Yeah.
to say that, if you remember when the virus started, the Chinese, they had a horrible time. Those poor people, and then they're being abused over here because people blamed them like it's their fault. They
Yeah.
had people they loved and lost too. They had it worse than us. I remember people hanging out the windows, begging for food, begging for medicine, all those things.
Yeah.
So,
When they were literally welded, the door was welded shut to their
yes.
home so that they couldn't go out. And yeah, he's, you know what? Um, I can tell you just energetically, it feels like because he's got the name Kennedy, he thinks that that will open a lot of doors, and he's going to appeal to a lot of people. And of course, he's
Mhm.
going to try to appeal to those that, um, if he
He's
was
trying
to
to get the
talk about,
moderate and independent Republican, and the maybe the what
yeah,
they call rhinos, whatever they call,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, he's pandering to the lowest common denominator. So,
Yes.
I'm running as a Democrat because I kind of want to be the, maybe a little bit of the Democratic spoiler, but he really, people are seeing through him, and saying things like that is, not only is it offensive,
It is.
it's wrong. It is absolutely wrong. Um,
It's scary too. I'm sure those people, the Jewish people have enough problems with people attacking them. The Chinese people after COVID, with him saying the China virus, they had enough problems. They were Chinese. A lot of Americans, some of them been here their whole lives, born here even, but because they look Asian, they were being attacked. There was a
yeah,
store owner that got attacked just trying to clean up in front of his house. So that is spreading hate and racism and conspiracies. It's
yeah.
horrible. So, do you know when he is due to be reelected? Is anybody in the chat know?
I think next, I think next year, um, he is, yeah, he's running for president. He's put his name forward as, someone who's, yeah, wants to take on Biden. It's,
He won't
yeah,
win.
like
That's
I
what they
said,
said. He's a long shot. Linda Bishop said his cheese has slipped off his cracker.
absolutely all the way off, man. It's on the floor right now. It's picking up hair.
He
Yeah.
said Rosie said that he's been an anti-vaxxer for a long time, and he's now
Yes.
falling into MAGA craziness. I
Yes.
agree, Rossi. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
did you know this?
Absolutely.
His
Sorry.
family disowned him. He says his family disowned him,
Yeah.
because I won't say the other part, but yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at your questions too, but
Yeah.
and said he this one here. Sherry Z says, I think he just shot himself in the foot with those comments. I do too. So I wanted to read on what is this going to do for his reelection? How is this going to affect him? I feel, intuitively, he screwed up big time. I think that any Democrat he's lost their vote, I mean, for
Yeah.
him. And I feel like
Yeah.
he might as well go with cinema back over there to the Republican side if he's going to be like
That's
that.
right.
We
Yeah.
don't need that,
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
see
No
how this
room for
affects him.
crazy in with the Dems, but no, he's, yeah, like I said, what he's doing is he's pandering to the lowest common denominator. The Kennedys predominantly have been Democrats, so he's playing on that, it's not going to work. It's not going to get him anywhere. The only people that he might be able to pick up are the diehard mega Trump or mega
That's
Trump
what he's hoping.
mega group, um, who believe all that stuff, who believe that, yeah, if you get a vaccination, that's so that Mark Zuckerberg can follow you around the world, or um, yeah, it's the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. Well, throughout history, anything, nightfall comes, and the Jews are responsible for it, right? So
Yes.
this is just the same rhetoric that a lot of people use. He's just jumping on the bandwagon, so he might pick up a few of those, but he's not going to pick those up from the Democratic side. He's going to pick those up from the Republican side. So, to think that if the Republicans are encouraging him, it it doesn't make sense on an intellectual level that, here, I want you to run as a Democrat so that you can take some of my supporters. It does,
But in,
yeah.
in getting those supporters, he's losing the Democratic supporters that don't believe that way. I mean, what's getting
Yeah.
me is I have never seen anything like this in my life. When I was younger, I remember there was such a thing as decorum. There was such a thing as you did not. I mean, if you would say and do some of the things they did now, they would have booted your butt out, and now it's like anything goes. And the only ones that seem to have a little maturity, and I'm not saying all, but is on the Democrat side. There's the opposite. Not, it's just, and I'm not saying that there isn't some decent Republicans, but I'm not seeing them. I'm seeing more of the
I
crazy.
know. Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, I can honestly say that I think the last decent Republican um, that that I'm aware of was John McCain. He was very, um, he had a lot of integrity, that man. So, hey, Celtic Cara Sheila, how are you?
Oh, she's here. Hi,
Yes,
Sheila.
yes.
I love Sheila. She's such
I
a
mean,
sweet person and a good reader. And I'll tell you what, when I was just learning all the StreamYard and I was new to all, she was so good about helping me. I had her on my channel and she's like, well, what you do? And she's just, I love
I
her.
know,
And my
I know.
husband thinks she's great. My husband, he doesn't listen to any of the readers, but when he hears I'm listening to Sheila, he's like, who you listen to? Is that Sheila? And I
Sheila,
and
yeah,
Sheila, he goes, turn it up. I'll listen to Sheila.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. She is
That's
beyond wonderful. But
well, let's see.
okay,
Did you pull some on that?
yeah, I did, and it's funny, as I was kind of shuffling, I had the Queen of Swords that popped out, so people can see what he's up to, right? It's one thing um, to be kind of manipulative and to be smart about it.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be a dumb manipulator because everyone can see what you're doing. And that's entertainment purposes only. That's basically what he's doing, and people can see what it is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he is trying to hang on to what he has so far, what he thinks he has accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Kennedy, and there's a lot of good things that come with being a Kennedy. Remember what it was like when the Kennedys were in charge and when everything was just fine and dandy and wonderful. Well, I can kind of bring that back. And it's funny with these, I got the Emperor, and then I got the Empress. So it's like, oh my God, yeah, he wants to convince people that if they go along with him, if they listen to him, if they vote for him, that he's going to be able to bring Camelot back. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. It's not going to happen. This is going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of defending himself, trying to kind of walk back what he said. I didn't, I know it, I said this, but I meant this, whatnot.
What I really meant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How do you go
exactly.
back on that? How do you
I
how do you
know.
how do you come back from that? It's like that one person who was calling people this colored people, and that
Oh,
one woman stood up and said that she resented that. You know, I mean, it, they're not
yeah,
racist, but they okay. Anyway,
yeah,
so I
yeah,
got the Five of Swords. So I get that when he is, when his reelection comes up, he's going to be defeated. He's got it's a battle he can't win. He just shot
yeah,
himself in the foot. He's going to be defeated. He's going to walk away. And this also can stand for self sabotage. This is the main. He just self sabotaged his own
yeah,
career by saying that, because how many Jewish people and American Asian people vote? He just lost their vote. He just lost a lot of Democrats' vote. He can't win this battle. And I also got the judgment in reverse, which can stand for unfair blame. He's blaming it on people that it's not fair. They had nothing to do
yeah,
with it. And it also stands for failure to learn. And a poor decision, it can stand for too. He made a poor
exactly. Yeah,
decision in doing that. I get the Page of Cups here, and it's bad news. It's emotional
yeah,
immaturity. It's you
yeah,
can be grown, but you can be emotionally immature. And he's just,
exactly.
it's stupid. And then the result of I got the Hierophant. He's he wants the he's more Republican. He's more conservative in the traditional way than he is Democrat.
Yeah,
It's I don't know, he wants social approval,
yeah,
and
yeah,
from a certain group of people, but when trying to gain this group, you're losing this group.
yeah.
So I get that is the end of him. And I used my pendulum to say, will JFK Jr. be reelected? And I get a big no, big fat no.
Yeah.
He, that statement alone, I think, is going to do
Yeah,
him in.
absolutely. And someone had posted earlier about yeah, Steve Bannon is
Mhm.
one of his supporters, one of his biggest supporters.
Well, that
So
tells you something.
yeah, exactly. Say no more.
Say no more. The
Yeah,
guy who stole the money that was supposed to be for the wall, and then Trump pardons him. You would think if I was a Republican, and I donated money for this wall because they convinced me to fear all immigrants,
yeah,
which we all are immigrants. That's what America is about. We are
exactly.
all immigrants, other than the Native Americans and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
if I don't know. It's just I'm at a loss. You know.
I I know. One of the things that and to hear me out on this, because I think it was kind of a good thing. Um, I have said for a very long time that I think that Trump being president was a necessary evil. That there were so many people um, who were racist, xenophobic, who were um, anti-LGBTQ, and all. They kind of lived under a rock, right? And
Mhm.
they shared their opinions with very quietly with like-minded people, but
Yeah.
on the outside they pretended that no, they were something else. And, oh, well, of course I'm not a racist. My best friend, in high school was black, and that kind of stuff. Okay, what Trump did is he allowed them to expose the vilest part of themselves to
Mhm.
everyone, to be able to to identify themselves as being um, xenophobe, as being anti-Semitic, as being racist, all the things
Yeah.
that that they were hiding before. Now they've come out in the open and they've expressed it in the open. They've kind of self-identified as saying, "Yeah, I'm not actually a very nice person."
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened without him,
But
right?
on the upside is it has let us see where the corruption is, who the corrupt people are, who we need to get rid of and what laws need to be changed, because Trump was like, okay, you don't have a law about it, there's nothing saying I can't do it. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to do it. So
Yeah.
now they're like, ooh, I guess maybe we need to have ethics for judges. I think we need to have
Absolutely.
maybe, there are things that have been revealed because
Yes.
of him, and
Exactly.
laws that will be made after he's gone to fix things, because we never imagined ourselves being in this position before,
Exactly.
you know.
No. No, because um, there's always going to be political disagreement. That's what democracy is all about, is
Right.
being able to discuss our differences in an adult way, so that I can listen to you with an open mind, because
Mhm.
maybe there is something in what you're saying. Maybe there's
That I can
something
learn,
information that
yes.
exactly that I can learn, and then that might help me change my mind. Maybe there's something that I'm going to share with you, that the same thing you could say, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Right. That's what adults do. Adults have conversation. Children have battles. They have
Yes.
arguments. Right. We're
Mine,
gonna
it's mine, my way, my way. Yeah,
I'm
and
taking
when
my
I was,
ball and I'm going home, and that's it. And you
yes.
guys, the rest of you can't play because I've got the ball.
And that's what Trump reminds me of, a petulant child. You
Absolutely.
know, when I was younger, not even that much younger, I'm talking even in my 30s, 40, I mean, not long ago, I used to tell people I was proud of myself that I would love to listen to different people's views. I was an
Yeah.
independent, and it's like, well, what do you think? Why are you voting for them? And why are you voting for them? And I want to hear both sides of the story so I can decide who I want to vote for.
Yeah.
And I'll watch the debates, and I'll listen to what you got to say, and I'll listen to what you got to say, and I'll decide who's going to be the
Exactly.
best. And now you can't do that. You can't discuss politics with people because it starts a big old fight, you
I know.
know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And it
mhm.
shouldn't.
No, no. And so now I'm like, since all my friends, since all my family, since everybody, and since friends since childhood, uh, love him.
Yeah.
I have to keep my mouth shut, and I have to, because I've tried not to keep my mouth shut, and I've lost friends and I've lost family. And so now I just kind of think, well, I'm gonna keep it to
Yep.
myself. It doesn't help. It doesn't
Yep.
help me any. So
Yeah.
Sherry says, I agree. Without him, I don't think we would have gotten to the root of the problems in this
Exactly.
country and the world of corruption, etc. I agree with you, Sherry.
Yeah.
So let me see if
Absolutely.
we got some questions. I've got some more stuff written down, but if we run out of questions. Okay.
Well,
Oh
Ross is
yeah, I want
in.
to talk about this. I got some stuff to say about this.
Oh, what will happen with the MTG and Gates
Okay.
lawsuit against
Before
the
we
city?
read on that, I want to tell you what I know about that. I just learned about this today, Nancy.
Yeah,
So
please.
'cause I want to let you know what I learned, so everybody in the chats who hadn't heard of it knows what you're talking about. I think, and you would correct me if I'm not right what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Matt Gaetz and MTG are suing two California cities. They're saying that they colluded with private, mind you, venues in a conspiracy to suppress their First Amendment right of Matt Gaetz and MTG. 2 years ago, the summer 2 years ago, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Gates, they were doing an idiotic tour a couple summers ago that was so bad that they ended up losing money from it. Do you remember that? What are
Yeah,
you
I
and
think
me
so.
doing?
Yeah,
Activists didn't want them there, okay? Because they said they could bring dangerous people to their city, which you can understand. The people that are
absolutely.
MAGA, some of them bring guns, ARs. They
Absolutely.
didn't want them
Yeah,
there. And the private company said that the contracts that they had signed had false information that was not correct. So they canceled the show because they lied. Those two lied to them about the information about the insurance. They want Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz. They want a formal declaration that this happened and an undisclosed amount of money for their emotional damage that they suffered. They are arguing that activists used their freedom of speech somehow, who used their freedom of speech, somehow infringed on MTG and Matt Gaetz' freedom of speech. A private venue has the right to do what they did. and they can't have a First Amendment claim against them. So they're not going to be able, I don't believe, to win this. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Gates, I shouldn't say her name, but I don't know
Yeah.
if I get people for that. So entertainment only, MTG, sorry, and Gates said we were allowed to our right. Let's see, we were allowed our rights to speech. They were allowed to have their rights to speech, but
Yeah.
when those venues canceled on them, they held a rally in front of City Hall, so their speech was still heard. They just went to a public area. So a private place has a right to say if they want you there, especially if you have to fill out these insurance forms and you lie on these insurance forms.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, if they want to do a rally in my front yard, this is my private property. I
That's
have
right.
a right to say I don't want you spreading that hate and bringing all these
Yep.
crazy people to my private property. And of
Yep.
course you want insurance because something could happen and you don't want to be held accountable. So
Exactly.
now they're suing them. So
Okay.
Nancy's question was, what will happen with MTG and Gates' lawsuit against the city of Riverside? So you want to
Nothing
read
at
that?
all. It's going to get tossed out.
It is going to get tossed out. I
It
can
is
tell
going
you
to get
that.
tossed out. Yeah, you're at, and you're right in that it was a private venue.
Yes.
It's like, I invite you and your family over to my house for dinner. I invite you in, you come in, we have a lovely dinner, and then something happens while we're serving dessert, and all of a sudden there's a great big fight, and the men start to, get ready to brawl.
Right.
As a, I have the right to say, hey, you, out,
Yeah. Yes. Or you're not allowed
out.
at my house no more.
Exactly. So at any time, I can revoke your ability to stay because it is um, a private business, a private function, whatever, right?
Yes.
If and isn't it? I mean, it's ironic that those two would claim that their rights have been trampled on. I
Exactly.
like
And they said what they
hubris.
had to say anyway. They spread their hate anyway, just they did it in a public place. They're allowed to speak in a public
Yeah,
place, but a private place, you have your rights. And these
yeah,
activists had a legitimate, reason for
yeah,
being
absolutely.
concerned, you know?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. They were given false information. And why would you give false information? If you're on the up and up, why would you lie on the paperwork? So
exactly.
no, I think you know what I am going to toss a few cards,
Me too.
but I think instinctively it's like no, the judge is going to look at it and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, take your ideas, take your free speech and everything else. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
First card out is the Three of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be walking away going, well, that was so unfair. Yeah. No. No.
Yep, I agree. Let me see here. Well, they got strength in reverse as the main card. So this can stand for pride and ego issues. They
Yeah.
are pissed off because of pride and ego issues because they didn't get to speak. They have so much ego. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And I got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which stands for bad luck
Yeah.
and disruption. And setbacks. So I get this one as being bad luck. They're going to have bad luck on that case. They're not going to win. This is bad
No.
luck. Um, let's see. I also got what you said, justice in reverse. They're saying that it's not just, it's unfair. They're
Yeah.
biased. It's biased. They're biased against us. So they're saying that. But
Yeah.
it's that suit is going to die. It's going
Yeah.
to go die, and they're not going to win. And the bottom of the deck, there you go.
Yeah.
So They are not going to win that lawsuit. The judge is going to throw that out because it's a frivolous. They keep making these frivolous lawsuits.
I
You
know.
know.
I know, but it's ultimately, I think it's what people like MTG, Gates, Lauren Boebert, and that whole crowd. It's what they do. It's like, take a whole bunch of what, throw it up against the wall and hope something
See what
sticks.
sticks. Yep, I
Yeah,
agree.
but no, this is a burden that they are unable. They're not able to carry the burden in court to prove what they have said. Okay, the two of them are doing this together, and it's funny that it's a lover's card because yeah, they have in that case they have tied themselves to each other's fortunes, and it's
Hmm.
not going to look good. And yeah, here we go with the judge saying, okay, nothing for you. You get a little less. Take your paperwork. Yeah,
Yes,
no,
he's going to tell them they have the absolute right on their private property to have who they want or not have who they
that's
don't
right.
want.
Yeah, yeah, and
You
they
know.
can they can rescind that approval at any time.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Kelly, Dozen Cats. How are you? Nice
Hey,
to see you. And
hey,
Jess and Linda
Jeffrey.
Bishop. I just seen a few more people come in. Marby. Who else we got here?
Yeah,
Starhawk, Jamie Johnson, Benny Loco, Sweet Angel Tarot. Oh, I like that name.
isn't
So
that
let's
sweet? Babe?
Sweet Angel Tarot.
Yeah,
I know some people change their name, but I'm like, my memory's so bad sometimes. It's like, nope, I'm keeping it the same. My passwords stay the same. Everybody says you need different passwords. It's like, nope,
no,
nope.
I don't.
Somebody's going to steal from you. It's like, well, if they're that
Yeah,
smart, they want to steal from me. They're going to go to jail for very little, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
let's see. So we
There,
got that.
yeah. Linda Bishop is right. Three Stooges pie fight. Yep.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that happening next in the halls of Congress when we got people calling each other little bees in the middle of the House like they did. That's like mean schoolgirl stuff. It's
Totally.
so unprofessional and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy, for your question. I appreciate that.
Yep.
So let's see. Here's one. Okay. Well, how did I? Oh no! I erased somebody's question about Chris Christie. I meant to click on it. I think I did. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I tried to hit show. Come on. Okay. Whew. Brown Bunny Baker. Sorry, that was a close one. I thought I maybe accidentally hit a button and deleted you. Uh,
Chris
okay.
Christie's disruption is going to cause 45 to go down in 2024. You don't
Okay.
have to worry about 45 being president. You really don't. He's, excuse me, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Too many people have woken up. Too many people have, um, they've seen the light. They may not be, um, they may not be overly vocal about having seen the light, but they certainly have. Because for a lot of them, yeah, like Baby said, yeah, don't buy into the no labels party. They are Republicans. Absolutely. Absolutely, they are. And that's the group that Manchin is going to be meeting with or whatever. Hey, Pisces greeter. So, yeah, the Republicans right now, the ones that have kind of seen Trump um, as unfit are still going to see him as unfit, even more so now. The ones that
Mhm.
were, no, 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 I'm a Trump supporter, give the man a chance. They're seeing what's going on. They're seeing what he's done. So they are not about to stand up and say, after they have argued
Mhm.
with family, friends, and everybody else that no, 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 Trump is
Yeah.
okay. Emotionally, they're not about to say, oh my gosh, you were right, I was wrong. So
Mhm.
rather than do that, they're going to change the subject. They're not going to talk about it. but when they go to vote, they're not voting Trump, right?
Yep, I
So
think so too.
yeah, he don't worry about 45, but if Christie can help by shedding the light on Trump and some of the other things that he has done, by all means, by
Yep,
all yeah,
I agree. Well, I get the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like, the Republicans are, a lot of them aren't going to vote for him because they're hooked to Trump. A lot of them are just hooked to Trump, and the MAGAs think that him saying
yeah,
bad things about Trump, well, he's anti-MAGA. They're all MAGA and ultra MAGA. So they just are not going to be happy with them. There's conflict. There's a lot of they feel like he's causing conflict, and they're thinking, oh, he's a rhino now because he's not kissing his butt. He's a rhino. He's no longer Republican, Republican in name only. If you have to agree with every single thing, I've seen them interviewing people saying, well, Trump says if he shot someone in Fifth Avenue, he wouldn't lose a single vote. Do you agree with that? And many people said, yeah, I'd still vote for him. He's my guy. I'm with him to the end. Or what did that other person do? Or why did he shoot
yeah,
him? You know, they must have had a good reason to shoot him because he's like my hero. And they asked one girl, why do you like him? Because he's done so much for us. They go, wait, name one thing. What has he done for you? What is the one policy he put in place that you agree with? Well, I don't know, but I agree with all of them. Well, just name one, just one.
yeah,
And she goes, well, I can't think of anything, but I like all of them. And it's like, they're very uneducated, a lot of them. And I'm
yes,
not saying that I'm very educated. I'm just saying that they don't look at it. They believe everything Fox says. And at one time, I don't know if you all remember, Trump said, don't believe what you see, don't believe what you see and what you hear, believe me. And they do. Whatever
absolutely,
is on, you could show them a fact and they'll say it's fake news. You could
yeah,
show them a clip of Trump saying it out of his own mouth and they'll say it's probably AI, it's not
yeah,
him. They won't
it's not
believe
real,
it.
yeah,
So I get that the Five of Swords, Chris Christie's going to move on. He may still have a political career. You got that too. And but he is getting what I did get here is the Four of Swords. He is awakening some people. With him
yeah,
being, I will give him credit for the fact that he is saying, I know he's only doing it for his own benefit. He's only doing it so that he can become president, which he's not going to. But he's awakening some people who have only watched Fox News, who see him still as a Republican,
yeah,
and they're hearing stuff for the very first time. And so there are some people that are going to hear him and think he did what? And there will be those that are kind of on the fence or kind of on their way out that he's going to take away. So the
yeah,
Republican Party, they're all eating each other. They're all, turning on each other. It's
yep,
just it you don't have to worry about him winning. DeSantis is not going to win. Trump is
yeah,
not going to win. And they got to quit talking about Biden being old because he's only 4 years old, I believe, older than Trump.
yeah,
And he is better than me. I am 58. I can't ride a bike. He's riding a bike. He fell off a bike. I can't even get on a dang bike without,
yeah,
he stumbled a little bit. They're talking about in with the king, he just had this long flight. He's been here, he's been there, he's been ever, he's 80 some years. I might do that. I
yeah,
stumble sometimes. He
yeah,
tripped once and they had a sandbag. I shouldn't have been there probably, but I trip over my own 2 feet. There is nobody that's
exactly,
in their 70s and 80s that is not going to have a little bit of aging. There's nobody. But there is somebody who said, and they call him Sleepy Joe, and I've said this before, they said he may be the Sleepy Joe, he may be sleeping, but when he wakes up, he gets stuff done. And
exactly,
he does. And he has, and what I love too is he's so good about, like, at the State of the Union speech, when they called
yeah,
him a liar when he said that they were trying to go after our
yeah,
Social Security. And he goes, well, I like converts, just the way he did it. I like converts. He did
yeah,
it so calmly. He says, so good. We're all in agreement. Social Security is not going to be touched. And
Yeah.
they didn't want to be called out in public, and they were. Well, now you got them saying that there was one of them, Rob. I got his name written down somewhere, but you guys remind me what his name is. I had a brain cramp there, but he said that Social Security is stealing Ron Johnson, or something like that. They're
Uh,
stealing from the rich. We're stealing from the rich. So
well,
they're
maybe it's
not
about
paying
time.
people.
Maybe
Well,
it's about time.
yeah, and
You
just think, if
Yeah.
you were a Republican, you're Republican and you're middle class to poor. There's a lot of poor Republicans, and they say they're going to try to take away your. Say you need food stamps, they're going to try to take that away. They don't want to help you with student loans. Your kid's in a massive hunk of student loan. You don't want your kid being in debt the rest of your life. They're going to take away women's rights. All the things they're doing is they're they're not doing anything, and Trump doesn't do anything but talk about himself.
Exactly.
So they're
Exactly.
they're going down. So this, just look at it as we are learning what we don't want and
Yeah,
won't accept again, and this is going to be a lesson in history for all the future generations.
absolutely. I pulled 5 cards, I'm sorry, and 4 of them are major arcana. Okay. So the first one that I got was the moon, got the wheel of fortune, I got the hermit, and then I got the magician. And yeah, ended with the 5 of swords. So basically, yeah, what Christie is doing is um he is giving people an opportunity to see the other side of the coin, and he is just
Mhm.
calling their attention to it and saying, hey, look, don't take my word for it. Look over here, look over here, do your own research and whatnot. And yeah,
Yep.
he is ultimately, I think that he is going to be somehow involved in taking Trump down a little bit, but he is, oh my gosh, he is on his way to, he's in so much trouble. It's like, where do you go first,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Where do you go? Yeah.
and
So
and and not only that. Oh, somebody here said, who was it? It was Ron Johnson. I
yeah,
thank you so much, because I had it and it just left. I
yeah,
know. So see what I mean? People are talking about Biden being old. You do not have to be old to lose your train of thought.
no,
You do not have to be old to like lose a word. Shoot, I've had days where it's like this chair. I'm like, the thingamabob, like we were saying, the whatchamacallit. The older you get, sometimes, but he is so
yeah,
smart, and I would rather have an honest man who cares
yeah,
about people, who is doing his darndest, as opposed to,
yeah,
a liar and a bully. And,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
so
And
I'm
thinking
grateful.
that Social Security is unfair to rich people. How did they get rich in the first place? They got
That
rich
is what
off of
they
all
said.
the people that are working.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Social Security is not something that you get for nothing. You have contributed to that. When as you're working every month, every week,
Mhm.
whatever, they take that off your paycheck. So it's not a case of the government saying, okay, yeah, line up here to get your stuff. No, it's a benefit that you have paid into. All you're doing is now saying, okay, now I need to access that benefit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's unfair to rich people, cry me a river.
Well, what he's saying is, well, you didn't pay in as much as you're getting. And, but what about the people that die before they ever collect it? And their
Uh-huh.
children don't get all that money they paid in for all those years. I mean, that happens very, very often. Now they want to raise the age to 70. They want to make sure you're dead before you collect it.
Yep.
They don't
Yep.
want you to collect it. And the rich people say they pay more. There is a cap. I don't know if everybody, I found this out. There is a cap that they do not have to pay on their full wealth. They pay up to a point. Well, most of us normal Americans do not meet that cap. So they are paying 3% or less of their income while we are paying a big hunk of ours. And
Exactly.
and the thing is, if you take that, they say, well, you're supposed to save. You're in for your retirement. Well, I'll tell you what, I worked and I had nothing to save. By the time I paid
Yeah,
rent, house payment, and Silco and food, and now stuff is even higher. So you have
exactly.
a little old lady whose husband died and she is a widow and she's trying to live off that. She can't afford her medicine. She has to choose between food or medicine. You want to take more from her?
Yeah,
And what do you want her to be on the street? What do you want to happen to the people in the nursing homes? What do you want to happen to the, disabled people? What about the disabled people that are on Social Security? It's to me a borderline evil, you know, that to do that. And he was saying this to a woman and says, well, he goes, I have $1. Tell me, how much taxes should I pay on this dollar? And why should I pay more than, and somebody said, well, I think you'd want to help the people that are having trouble in this country. The majority of them that
yeah,
you got your money from. You became rich on the backs of these people. The
exactly.
rich usually become rich a lot of times on the
Yeah,
backs of the poor and the middle class that have worked and got that money for them. And then they had Reagan talking about the trickle down economics. I never seen
right.
nothing trickle down.
No, no,
They keep it.
no.
Every time we had a meeting, you know how you have those meetings at work about your insurance, you're like, oh God, they're going to raise my deductible.
Yeah,
They're going to cut my benefit.
premiums are going up. Yeah, we
Hmm.
can't cover quite as
So
much.
he should be ashamed. He should be ashamed. But this is what I never knew this. I don't think the Republican Party was always this way. I think they considered themselves conservative. They had their own beliefs, but they want their beliefs to be everybody's beliefs. They don't
Yeah,
want there to be two sides, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
let's
No,
see.
it's a case of, do as I say, not as I do, right? You don't.
Right.
I can look and comment on your life anytime I want, but don't you come looking at mine. You don't have any right to look at mine and question what I'm doing. How
Yeah.
dare you?
Do you
Oh,
remember
listen,
that show, The Midwife's Tale, they had on? I watched the first season and I had to quit watching it because with everything going on, it
a little
scared me.
too close to home. Yeah.
It scared me. I thought, now they're trying to. Did you hear they're now trying to take they're talking about trying to take condoms away and birth control away. They want to force women to have babies, even against their will, at 6-week abortion bans when most women don't know they're pregnant. And now they can't even they want to try to take away condoms and birth control. Said condoms were gay, is what he said, this guy. It's just, I'll write down later, who that was. I can't think of his name right, but I just watched that today. This guy on this podcast, this talk show host, and I thought they're out of their minds. So you're going to make a
Yeah.
woman where so it's against women. I'm realizing because
That's right. Yeah. Got nothing to do with the men.
no,
Because you're the one that gets pregnant, you're the one that has to go through labor, you're the one that has the child. Once the child is born, I'm going to tell you what you have to do until that child is born. Once they're there, hey, that's your problem, sweetheart. You look after it.
yes, yes, and
Yeah.
it's terrible because what are they going to do for daycare? Say you have 4 kids and your husband passed away and you can't. What are you going to do for daycare? They don't think about daycare. They want to take away all the help, and they tell people, well, get off your butt and go work. Well, people are working that are on public aid. Most people on public aid are working, but the companies are greedy and they will not give them
Yeah.
full-time hours. So they have to work 2, 3 jobs, and none of which give them insurance. So they have to
Exactly.
get on a medical card because if their kids get sick or break their leg, they don't want to just not. It's just they
Yeah.
have no idea what real Americans go through. They
No.
are so rich and so wealthy and so out of touch with the American people. It makes me
Yeah.
mad. You can see I'm getting red. Can you see me getting
Yes.
red? I'm turning on my fan here, you guys. I'm getting hot.
Oh,
I'm
she
getting
hot.
hot. Whew,
Getting a little hot under the collar there.
look at
Mm-hmm.
that. Look at that. I'm getting
Yeah.
hot. So,
But
and
you know
Trump
what?
said
Yeah,
he said he is just today. I heard he said, "I'm proud of the indictments." He says they're a badge of honor and courage. He says that I stand for you. I stand in front of you because if it's not for me, they're going to go after you. Well, yeah, they're going to go after me if I steal top secret documents and
yeah,
do all these crimes, and they should go after me.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
But he
exactly.
acts like it's a badge of honor and courage. The guy
Yeah,
with the bone spurs,
yes,
fake bone spurs that he don't know which foot it's on.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
said, Sherry said, the problem is corporate has gotten out of hand. Yes. And they have
yes.
totally overpriced themselves now, and people can't afford to live in the end. And I think corporations are going to get chopped down to size. Yes. And that's another thing, all my friends that are Republicans, and if they see this, they see it, but they are all saying, well, the economy's so bad because of Biden. And I know the economy, I know stuff at the grocery store is high. I'm struggling. I
Yeah,
am struggling. When you're month to
yeah,
month, you're struggling. But it is not his fault. Is it his fault? It's all over the world. My brother said that. And he goes, when the Democrats in, the taxes go up. I said, well, there's a war going on for one. And for two, it's the economy is bad. People are having trouble all over
yeah,
the world. Biden has helped the economy from what it was, but
absolutely.
it's just the thing is it's corporate greed and the gas prices. They talk about the gas prices. Well, Biden tried, they're gouging us because after COVID, they weren't selling as much. So
Yeah.
they upped the price to get the same profits. And then when COVID was better, they never brought those prices
Oh
down
no, 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 no. They never go down. Yeah,
because they can get it, you know? And so it's the
yeah,
corporate greed. It's not Biden. And when Biden tried to make a anti-gouging bill for the gas companies that they couldn't gouge us, the Republicans who complain about the gas prices and the economy voted against it.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
People
I'll go to the
forget
next one and put
yeah, unemployment is below or at 4%, the lowest that it has been in decades.
right.
Thanks
And the
to
reason
Biden. Thanks to Biden.
thanks to Biden, and we are getting bridges fixed that have been in disrepair. Look at all these train derailments with toxic chemicals that are ruining people's water and
Yep.
things like that. That is because the Republicans wanted to take away the regulations from the rich,
Yep.
so they didn't have to pay them. And who suffers? The poor and the middle class. So if Republicans would open their eyes, I'm talking us, the normal, everyday,
Yeah.
average, working class people, they would see he is not for them. He is for
No,
his self and his uppity up people. I don't
exactly.
know if uppity up's a word, but I'm using it.
It is now, and
It
we all
is
know what it means. Christine Brooks, yeah, 2.9% unemployment. Okay.
now. This
And
math,
Rose Drew says, yeah, our inflation is 3%. It's 15% in Russia. Yeah.
really, well,
Yeah.
it's bad. It is. I'll admit. I mean, I was going to make some green beans one day, and Mom always. I know y'all that are healthy people, and I know I'm bad about this. I know how to make green beans unhealthy, but Mom always put bacon grease in them,
Yeah.
and it makes them so much better. So
Yeah.
I was going to buy some bacon because I wanted to make some green beans. I couldn't afford the bacon,
I know.
but that is the corporate greed. That isn't Biden. And they don't want to bring those prices down because they are for those people, because they're the ones that donate to them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
anything bad is Biden's fault. Anything good, oh well, that's that it just happened. Nobody knows how it happened. It just did. It must have been something that the Republicans did. But they won't give him any credit for anything good. Or at least not that, not the people that are in Congress, in the House, and so on. Regular people, I think, are starting to see a difference.
I hope so. I have to go. I got talked in. I am not a camper, you guys. I am not I like outdoors, but I am not a camper to sit out in the hot with the bugs and stuff. And I got talked into the 29th going on a camping trip. And everybody, it's my brother's camper, and they go, you can sleep in the camper, it's air conditioned in there. But it's every single one of the people are going to be Republicans and Trump lovers. And I'm like, Please, 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 you all send me some love and light and help me through. I just am. I'm
Uh-huh.
just dreading it. I'm like, I'm going to be sitting here like,
Please,
please, please,
honey.
please, 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 don't say anything. Don't say
Yeah,
anything. Don't.
yeah, yeah.
So I think and I'm not a camper, I'm just not a camper. I went when I was little and I liked it then, but I think I've got wussified when I got older. I don't, if
Yeah.
every bug, every mosquito, I must taste good because every mosquito bites me. So,
Yeah.
and then with my fibromyalgia being out in the heat for hours does me no good. So
Exactly.
I don't know why I said yes. I have a hard time saying no because I don't
Just
know. But
make sure that you take some sage with you, put it in a little bundle and put it around your neck. And if they ask you what it is, okay, you can just tell them, oh, it's a repellent against bugs, but it's a repellent against negative energy.
I got to show you something. My husband got this for me for my birthday one year. You see this little? It's an obsidian crystal. It goes on
Yes.
this little thing here. I My brother came over. I think it was last weekend or something, and he started going off on stuff. And I go, "Excuse me." And I ran upstairs to my room, and I got this, and I put it next to him on the table, and then I took my sage here, and I burnt some sage and brought it down and just casually set it on the table. And he goes, "What's that?" "Nothing." He goes, is that one of your crystal things that is for negative energy? And I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
He says, and you put it right next to me. I go, yeah. I was
It's
like,
working.
absorb crystal back. So he was like, so it was so funny. He goes, I am offended. So whenever my brother comes over, I love him, but whenever he comes over, he has so negative. I grab my little protection
Yeah.
crystal, put it around him. Sherry Z says garlic. Hi, Sherry Ross, my friend.
Yeah.
And said you can change your mind. Froxy Roxy said, I might suddenly come down ill. I don't know. I can't do that though. I don't like
I'm
to lie.
feeling the vapors.
I
Oh
feel
my
the vapors
Lord.
coming on. I don't think I can. Hold on. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly. I'm feeling a little poorly today. Yeah,
Oh, I go, oh
exactly.
my God, has it been an hour? Well, we can answer some more. I'm sorry, you guys, you know me. I'm sorry. I'm a little talky, and when I get on, when I see injustice, I get
I know.
ticked. It's the empath in me. I can't stand to see
Yeah.
injustice, and I get a little, as you can see, hot under the collar. I'm
Uh-huh.
working on that. Got to meditate tonight. But
That's
if
right.
anybody
Yeah.
can do it to me, I'm usually even keel. But Trump can, just his voice, just
Yeah.
his
Oh,
voice. It's a witch hunt, or it's a hoax. If I hear, I say I can't stand those words anymore.
I know. I know.
Ness wanted to know, this isn't a political one, Ness, but which clairs are you the strongest in? I'll use my pendulum real quick and just see what I get, and then what I'll do is tell you to go online and look it up, whatever I get, and see if that feels like that resonates for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we know is Ness an empath? Let me get my elbow down here. I got my pendulum mat, so I'm using my
Yeah.
little pendulum. I got a few of them down here, but for some reason I like this one because see, I can put oil in there, and
Oh.
I get this root of the oil. It's this stuff here, and it
Oh.
has different ones for psychic, for this, for that, and it's stuff that I don't know. It's a little witchy, but I put it in there, and it's all intention and belief
Exactly.
anyway. So
Well,
is
thank you, Froxy
Ness an
Roxy.
empath? Is she an
Yeah.
empath? I feel you're an empath, and an empath, that's what I am. You cannot stand injustice. You hurt. You can put yourself in other people's shoes. You can feel their pain, like when those kids were in the cages. I felt that. I felt the pain of those kids. I felt the
Yeah.
pain of those mothers. I couldn't sleep when the Ukraine war started. There's a video of me at 3 a.m. getting up because I couldn't stand it, and I'm like, I have to read. So I think you're an empath. Is she clear cognizant? I don't get clear. Is she clairsentient? Is she clairaudient? Let me turn around. I want to make sure. Okay, I get you as an empath. Who
Yeah,
did you get?
empath and receiving messages and omens. So yeah, you can feel things. You have a knowing about um yeah, you know things. You don't know how you know them, you just know that you know them. And
That's how I am.
yeah, and messages. You're able to tune into messages. So um if you just kind of yeah, exactly. If you just kind of allow that to work, to kind of um, allow yourself to fine tune it and believe in the messages that you are receiving, have the courage to believe in them and have faith to put them out there. um, yeah, I think you'll find
Yeah,
your
I think that
yeah.
too. I got a little bit, clear state where you have the feelings. You have feelings
Yes,
about
yeah,
things and you
yeah,
know things. It's like you like she said, you don't that's what I do. I don't know how I know. But there's somebody you'll meet and you're like, I trust I like almost everybody, but you meet somebody you're like, something
I
about
don't
them.
yeah,
I just know. I just
yeah,
know. And we all have different abilities, every single one of us, you know.
yeah,
So trust those. I pulled the card for you. You got spiritual growth. It says you're
yeah,
currently experiencing a lesson required for your spiritual evolution. So you just questioning it means you know you have something and you're
yeah.
questioning it and you're growing. So keep it up.
Oh,
But look up empath and look up which one did you say? Claircognizant?
yeah, I think yeah, it's like getting messages, whatever. I can never
Okay.
keep my Claire straight. I just as I was putting the deck away, I just happened to look at the bottom, and here is Kuan Yin was at the bottom, and her message is compassion and empathy. So there you go.
I just look in here. Uh,
Yeah.
do you think Hunter Biden is safe from the crazies? Oh, I'm wanting to say something about that too. Hunter Biden, I there was some people think he has a lawsuit against Fox News. There was something I was going to read you guys on here, and let me see if I can find it before we go. I'll look it up and tell you later who it all about the more the details, but because we're almost getting done. But they are Fox News is being sued. New Dominion sued them. Oh,
Yeah.
Epps. You heard about Epps, right?
Yeah.
He's suing them. One of the January Sixers is suing Fox because Fox was telling everybody that he was an FBI operative and that he was the one who started the insurrection. And this guy loved Trump, loved him, was willing to
Yeah.
fight. I'll die for him kind of guy. He had
Yeah.
to sell his house. He had to sell his business. He's being harassed. He had to move out of state. He is so upset, and he is suing Fox
Yeah.
News, Matt Gaetz, MTG, several of them. Who did I have on there? He's where is it? Okay, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor, MTG, and Ted Cruz are all have been spreading these lies about him and Fox News, and so
Yeah.
he's suing them, and he's piggybacking that on the Dominion lawsuit where they had lied about the election. They lied to these people,
Yeah.
therefore they lied to him. He wouldn't maybe have been there if not for Trump. He's saying, telling him to do it. It's ruined his life. So now Hunter Biden, I'm feeling like he may have a lawsuit if they keep this up because they have accused him of that cocaine when I think somebody planted it. They're
Oh yeah.
accusing. Linda said there was no fingerprints on it.
No,
How does that
because
happen?
it was it. You know why? Because the amount that they found was so very small that whatever little baggie or how they transported whatnot, it
Hmm.
was too small to yeah, to have any fingerprints on it. So
And they were gone.
huh?
They were gone. They weren't. None of them were there when it
No,
happened. Maybe it was
no.
Don Jr.'s leftover stash.
Well, it's funny you say that because I remember one of my questions when I was with the ladies and we did our story in the cards. that was one of my kind of satirical questions was, okay, when they announced that they found cocaine in the White House, I said, will Donald Trump Jr. be suing for the return of his property? So could very well have been his. No, but it was planted. It was planted. Yeah.
I feel like Biden could possibly have a lawsuit on them for slander. They
Mm.
slandered him about that cocaine. They've slandered him about other things. And I'll tell you what, they went after him because he actually said, "Yes, I did it. Yes, I had gun when I shouldn't have. Yes, I." But the thing is his father is the president of the United States right now. He could have got him out of that. He could have pardoned him. You think Trump wouldn't have pardoned any of his kids,
Oh,
or have the person fired that was even going after him?
yeah,
They are honest people, and Biden said he was proud of him for doing that, because when he did do that stuff, he was an addict, and
yeah,
I think he had that. Didn't he lose a brother, and they had a car crash? He lost his wife and
yes,
a kid, and so he had feelings about that. So yeah, Hunter has a lawsuit, and he may be able to attach himself to that too. And then we've got, who else is it? Safe Matic is suing him. Fox is going to be maybe sued out of business. The
yeah,
people who started Fox before it became a propaganda station, whoever it was, I forget their name, said that they're ashamed. They never expected it to be this, and they would have never sold it to them if they knew Murdoch was going to do this with them.
yeah.
So we should be done here. I'm just seeing if there's anything. Uh, I didn't know. Do you know about this one? This is something I need to look up. How will people receive the QAnon movie, The Sound of
Movie Sound of
Freedom?
Freedom. Yeah, the Sound of Freedom is it's a movie about basically child trafficking, predominantly in I think South America.
Uh huh.
Um, the the movie itself, from what I've heard, now I have not seen it, and I probably will not watch it because that is something that emotionally would be just a little too much for me.
Anything with children, it just
Yeah,
it gets
yeah,
hard to.
especially yeah, child trafficking. Yeah, that just hurts my soul a little too much. But what I have read on it and what I've heard about it is that yeah, this the main character is sort of compelled to go and rescue the children, and a lot of it has to do with his religion
Uh huh.
and with sort of the rapture and a few other different things. But um, it is more of a religious background kind of movie or whatever. And I think if I remember, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I thought that I heard that it was mostly, like Mormon based. I could be totally out to lunch on that part, but how are people going to receive it? I think that it's going to, for those people that see it with an open mind, they're going to realize that this is a problem that exists. That this is it. It is a cabal of um, wealthy, influential people who are um, into child trafficking. That's it's a the children are a commodity to them.
Yeah, they talk about. I have heard them talking about something about them taking blood from tortured children and drinking it to keep young and all this stuff, and that's why they're taking the children.
Yeah,
I hate to say this, but I feel like, when how Trump, anything he says against the other side is something he's doing.
yeah,
Some of these people, these GOP and these people, some of these people that are accusing other people of doing things, and I'm not saying they're doing that, but they may be the very ones that are doing those things. Just like the children that were missing that they found working in the meat packing, the ones that were the immigrant children that were missing in meat packing place. They were
Yes.
using children, so how do we know what else they're doing? So
Yeah.
if they're accusing Democrats of it, then it's you might want to look the other way, is what I'm thinking. But yes,
Yeah, well, exactly. The old thing about when you point a finger at someone, three are pointing back at you. So
that's
yeah,
right. So
be careful of accusations.
I just wanted to read Proxy Roxy said Biden will turn out to be the best president we ever had in history, and history will bear it out.
Yeah,
Rents don't go down even when real estate goes up. Yes, and my husband said the exact same thing. He said when Biden first was running, he thought same. He wasn't didn't know how he felt about it, but we had the option of him or Trump. So we voted for Biden, and of course, and I'm glad we did. And
yeah.
he's turned out to make us proud. And I hope that, I hope he's elected again, you know. But
He will
I,
be.
huh?
He will be.
I feel he will be too. And I feel that, 45, he's got so many, I keep saying this, he's got so many lawsuits from every direction. He's a hothead. He's an angry person. He's an egomaniac, a narcissist. And what's going to happen? He's not going to be able to handle it when all this, I mean, he has no defense but to tell them, you have to drop everything because I'm running for president. So if ever I wanted to commit murder or rob a bank, I could just say, well, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring to be president because that makes me Ali Ali oxen free. You can't get me.
Yeah, yeah.
So he
No,
has no
he's
defense. He's doing everything he's doing is a guilty man. He says anybody who doesn't plead the fifth, they're guilty. Why would they plead the fifth? Him and everybody else pled the fifth hundreds of times.
yeah,
I mean, they could say, is your name Donald Trump? He's like, I plead the fifth. So he's not going to be I think he's going to he eats bad, he has anger issues. I feel like he's mentally losing it, and he's going to keep
yes,
losing it, and he's going to end up his health is going down, and he may give himself a stroke. And what my concern is that a lot of the MAGA people are going to say, not a lot, but some of the little bit are going to say, make him a martyr. Oh, they killed our
yeah,
dear leader because he just couldn't take it. It's because of the Dems. Everything's because of the Dems. Nothing is his fault
yeah.
ever. So
Hey, listen, as long as he's gone, I don't care how he leaves. I don't care.
go no,
They can build shrines to him on every street corner wherever they are. Doesn't matter. The
yeah.
the
Well, they've
only
done
thing
it
that
here.
matters is he's gone.
They've done it here. They built a golden idol to him. These are Christians that say that, you remember, about the golden idol, the calf. They built a golden idol. I mean, how
Yeah.
hypocritical is that? And then Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't know if you guys seen this, but I was watching an interview with her. Behind her on the wall was a cross. On the cross, Jesus was not on the cross. She had Trump on the cross. They have made him a god, and so I believe in God. You got to call it universe. You can call it
Yeah.
creator, great spirit, whatever, the power of the universe. And
Yeah.
I pray, for these people that they will open their eyes. And I think a lot of them will, but some of them are
Yeah.
just beyond reach, you
Yeah.
know. But he's going to go away. And someday when he's gone, I don't wish a stroke on him, but when he's gone, people are going to look back and all this is going to come out, and our future generations are going to know that he was the worst, most crooked president that we've ever had in our
Absolutely.
country. So
Yeah.
that's me done with my rant.
Absolutely.
So I
Yeah.
want
No,
to,
don't worry about him. I don't know that he is going to be able to stand up and take a step forward by
no.
2024. Yeah. I
So
don't see him doing that.
I'm sorry, Marina, I kept you over the hour with my big mouth talking, but I get, I get going. But you guys, thank you so much. Oh, baby said Marina and Deann are awesome. Bless your heart. Thank you
Oh,
so
thank
much.
you.
I appreciate that. And but
Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming on too, Marina. Did you
Oh, it
have
was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to be invited. Are you kidding? This is nice.
I've
You
had
know?
fun. Even though I was ranting, I've had fun because it's so nice to have people I can talk to about this, and that
Yes,
people that understand, and that we can have conversations, and that we, I mean,
exactly.
I have to keep this all inside all the time. And so, oh, thank you, Fatima. I have
Yeah,
to keep it inside all the time. And so it is so nice to be able to have friends like you, and these people, good people, and to be able to
absolutely.
talk to her. I think I'd lose my mind. I
I
think a lot
know.
of us would, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that, no, I really, really enjoy reading with you. I like your energy. I like the spunkiness, and yeah, you kind of get it, into it the same way that I can get into it, and that it just shows that how much passion we have for the things that we believe in. So
Yes, I care. I care about this country. And this is
absolutely,
why you see my red, white, and blue. I am sick and tired of the
yeah,
GOP and the MAGA people saying they have the flags flying. They have flags out with Trump. They have, some of them just have Trump, but it's like, that is my flag too. That is you guys' flag too. That
yeah,
is our flag too. We are American. And those, even it's like, you're not taking my flag from me. And
yeah,
just because, and acting like I'm not patriotic and I don't love my country, because by God, I love it probably more than they do, because I care
yeah,
so passionately about it.
exactly.
So I'm not letting anybody take away my flag. So when I do these political videos, that's why I'm putting the red, white, and blue out, because we are not going to let them take that from us, you know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly. That's right.
how how are you, did people go get a hold of you? Totally changing the subject. How
Totally
did you,
changing the subject here.
totally, that's where I am. I think I have ADD. So I'm here, and then I'm here, and then I'm over here.
You know what? I'm a Libra. I live in my head, so I am the same way. It's you know, I talk about something and it's like, oh look, squirrel. Oh, butterfly.
I'm
So
the same way. I cannot stay on one topic. I'm like, this topic, that topic, this topic, and there's
yeah,
like 100 things going on in my brain. You should, at night it's worse. But
yeah,
so just don't mind me, guys. Oh, but fine. Even Canadians love America. Oh, you're from Canada? Well, we love you too.
nice.
We love the
Yeah,
Canadians too. And
perfect.
Froxy Roxy said exactly. How dare they use our flag for their cult? You
That's right.
know?
Yeah,
How dare they?
find another flag for you. But
That's
yeah, if
right.
people wanted to get in touch with me,
That's what I
you
wanted
can
to ask.
go over to my channel, Heart Center Tarot. Um, in the About Me section, there'll be a link there. You can send me an email. Um, if you have questions about my readings or are interested in booking a reading and want more information, again, the email, and it's easy. It's heartcentertarot@outlook.com. Very, very simple, very easy. And yeah, just reach out. You have questions, come on over, check the channel out, see what's happening, what's going on. And yeah,
Did
do a
you get your
share, like,
cards
subscribe.
ready? Are you going to be selling those yet? I know she made her own deck of cards, guys.
Yeah, you know what? Not quite yet. I use them exclusively when I'm doing private readings, and I'm still really attached to them. So, yeah, not uh, not yet. But when I'll know when the time is right. I'll
Yeah,
know
you
when the
will.
time
You
is right.
will. They were really cool. When you do, will you tell me? I'll buy some from you.
Absolutely,
Baby
absolutely,
Baby says since they love Russia, they can have that flag. Yep, they sure
absolutely.
can.
That's right.
Let them have it.
Yeah.
Well, I had just a couple. Do you have any shows coming up you want to tell people about? Any
Oh
new
my
shows this
gosh.
week?
Well, okay. Yes. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to be on Allie at Heart and Soul Connected. I'm going to be on her channel. and she's doing a show called Inside the Psychics Studio.
Ah,
And yeah, really looking forward to that. She's got a series of questions and whatnot. So that love working with her. And then tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, um, it is the launch of a biweekly political reading that I will be doing with David from Tarot by the Bay.
I loved
And
him. He was so nice. I'm going to have him
no,
on again. I really liked him a lot.
he's adorable.
And
Yeah,
Allie's sweetheart.
yeah. And so we're calling it Taco Tuesdays.
Taco
Taco
Tuesdays.
as in TALK-O.
Oh, I love it.
Taco Tuesdays. Yeah. So it's going, yeah, really looking forward to that. Wednesday is 5 p.m. And all these are Mountain Standard Times that I'm kind of tossing out at you. 5 p.m. I will be on with Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. That's Allie, Dragonfly Crystals, Aries Girl, Sherry, Voices from the
I've
Swamp.
seen that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Lovely, lovely show. Really enjoyed. And then on Thursday, Val and I do messages for lightworkers. That's at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
You're busy.
I'm busy, but I love it. Friday at 2 p.m., I'm going to have Cheryl Marlene is going to be on the channel, and she has a deck of cards. They're they're crystal
I have her
cards.
too.
So yeah, I'll be having her back on the channel, and we're going to do some readings with her cards, and from there. And then at 6 p.m., I will be a guest on the Cool Crown for their Polyterology Friday. So
Oh,
that's this week. Next week is
that's
another.
it this week. That's it this week. Girl, I told you I thought I was doing too much last. You know what I mean? I was pooping myself out, but I had other things in the house and stuff going on. But
Yes,
you really give me some of your energy, man.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'll bottle it and ship it out to you.
Please do.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. Thank you,
I
baby.
I have a show Friday, and there's a lady named Michelle, and I just met her, and you may have met her before, but her name it's Astrological Tarot. I got to talk on with her on the phone, and she was really
Nice.
sweet. And oh my gosh, is she smart? And she knows something about this Vedic astrology that she studied in India. It's a different kind of astrology. It's way more
Yes.
deep than even American astrology, I guess. I don't know much about astrology, but we're going to learn. We're going to have her on there. And then Saturday, I've got Valerie, which is I had to ask her again. I really liked her. She's Illumination Portal, and so I'm having her on. I have a few days. I'm taking off. Because I mean take to do work stuff around
Yeah.
the house, and then I'm excited about Monday the 24th. I'm having Dave Johnson come on. I don't know if any of you know them. He's a channeler. He does
Yes.
past life regression, stuff like that. And he lives in Australia. So it's going to be, we're going to get together 7:30 my time, which will be 10 o'clock in the morning for him. It's
Oh
summer
my
here.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I might do that one pre-recorded because I want to talk to him about some things. And then I'll post that after I get done since it's late. But if you guys would, oh, and I wanted to tell you a couple things before we go real quick. Please hit the like button for me and go to Marina's channel if you like her, which I don't know why you wouldn't, and like and subscribe to her.
Oh,
And,
thank you.
if you hit the bell, then you get notifications if I have a show. If you know anybody who might like this, you can share it with them.
Yeah.
But it really helps our channels get going, and it doesn't cost nothing to subscribe. And you
Exactly.
watch what you want, and you don't watch what you don't want to. I will probably I have membership. So does Marina now. And I guess you got to do it on a computer, don't you? You can't join on a phone. I had somebody try to join, I think, on their phone. You
I
should.
heard, yeah, actually, I did get a message from one of my subscribers saying that, yeah, the join button doesn't appear on the iPhone. So
Maybe they'll fix it.
yeah, I haven't checked into the Android to see if that's the case. But yeah, you probably need to be on a computer, laptop, I think notebook, whatever. I think that might, yeah,
Well,
that would work.
if you want a personal reading, you just go to my email. It's in the description box. It's Deann's with two S's. Deann's Shield Maiden Tarot at gmail.com, and just email me. And I do my readings a little different, so email me and I'll explain it to you. And then let's see, what else did I want to tell you? If you want a membership, I never promote it because I always forget to promote it. I'm not, I got to get better about promoting myself. But if you want a membership, go on the computer, hit the join button. I have 3 levels. There's Shield Maiden, Super Shield Maiden, and Shield Maiden Sisters. And the first level, what I do for you guys, I do a video every week, and I do a reading every week for you guys. You guys are the first one. If I want to post Dale's Tales or something like that, I share it with you guys first. There's no commercials on the videos I share on there. And I'm also doing something while I can, before I have too many that I can't do it. If you are a Shield Maiden, you get a 1 question once a month, 5-minute, I'll read for you. If you are a Super Shield Maiden, I give you 15-minute, 2 questions you can ask every month. If you are a Shield Maiden Sister, you get, that's the 3rd level. This helps me pay for my channel. I'm just starting to help myself. That one, you get 3 questions, and, a more lengthy reading. And on the 3rd one, it's a little bit higher. You get half price readings. So if you want a half-hour reading, you get a half price. As long as you're a member, you get half price. And and I just do extra little things. And when I get a few more people, then we're going to start having our own little live videos. So it's a smaller group. And then, you're more likely to get your questions answered. And I give
Exactly.
shout outs if I can see you on here.
Yeah.
And it's just little perks that you get. So you can look, I've got them all written down, but I thought it would be a little good perk. But if I had very many, I couldn't do all the readings, once a month. But
Yeah. Yeah.
right now I'm doing it. And so while I'm doing it, take advantage and join that if you can. And it helps my channel, helps me to afford StreamYard. I use it towards
Yes.
Canva, because I'm on a limited income. So it's going to help me if I
That's
can remember to promote it, if I can remember to say I have it. But
yeah, because you know what? Membership really, it does help us out a lot because we make all this look really easy,
it's
and
not,
when we're reading, it is easy.
and
You
fun.
don't get to see, yeah, it's a lot of fun. You don't get to see the things that happen sort of behind the scenes, like you say, the cost of StreamYard, um, the the cost of additional
Canva.
internet, Wi-Fi, the cost of cards,
I had to
right?
buy a computer. I had to buy a computer. I've not had a computer before in years and
Yeah,
years and years. Probably good. I need to learn
yeah,
anyway. But I never had a need for a computer. But now I had a
exactly.
need,
Yeah.
and
So
it
yeah,
does help. And
cards, the backgrounds, things like that. You don't realize how quickly it adds up, but it does add up. So
And not
membership,
only that,
yeah,
I'll spend most of my day on the phone trying to get thumbnails made, get a hold of
yeah,
people, try to read people to come on here, try to
yeah,
keep it on the schedule to remember to do it, try to make a thumbnail for each person, get pictures so that I can put it on there. It's just, there's a whole lot that I never knew went into this. It's a lot.
yeah,
It's work. But when we're on here, it's not work. It's fun. But it's just, when I used to watch, I just thought, oh, they push a button, they come on there and they just talk and it's easy.
yeah,
So it really helps us. So if you like our channels and you want them to keep going, when you do a donation or you do a membership or something, it helps us. And no pressure. We'll come in here and we'll answer your questions either way. But it's
exactly.
just
Yeah,
so you know why we do it.
yeah, yeah.
So, and somebody said it works fine on Android to join. It's just an
Oh,
Apple thing.
perfect. Okay. Oh, okay. It's just
And
iPhone.
poor Michelle, he says it's a bummer you can't do it from the iPhone because they can't afford a computer or laptop. I'm right there with you. I hadn't had one for years. I would have never gotten one, and I had to pay payments for this thing. But it is a bummer because there are people that,
Yeah.
like me, use their iPad or their iPhone and they would hit the join
Yep.
button if they could.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
maybe we need to, I don't know, maybe YouTube will change that. I wish there was something we could write YouTube and say, can you do something about this?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you need to look into that. I'll see,
Yeah.
Michelle, if there anything I can look into. How do I reach YouTube and make comments about it? Maybe if some of us readers contact them, if I can find a contact number and post something for the readers to contact,
Yeah.
then maybe we can get
Absolutely.
them to try to change it. So anyway, I've
Totally.
kept you long enough, Marina, and you guys in the chat. God bless you. Thank you for coming and being here with us. And I'm glad you're here. And I will see you on Friday. And I may do the members. I'm probably going to read one of my Dale's Tales tonight for them if I get a chance. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. So I've been having a lot of stuff. So
Excellent.
thank you, Marina, for coming
Oh,
on
you're
with me.
welcome. Thank you for having me. It was so much fun. We'll have to do it again next time we're on my channel.
Okay, sounds like fun. Okay, bye everybody.
Wonderful.
We'll talk to
Take
you
care.
later. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.